my blood, with every breath in my lungs. Won't stop until I'm phenomenal.
What is up, phenomenal fans? I am back at it again with another video, and I am back in my very humid garage. But what's this? You can't see it? Yeah, the tagline of SummerSlam this year is "You'll never see it coming," and you didn't see this green screen coming. I'm sure you're probably gonna see some green on the side of my head because I literally made set up out of poster boards. Because due to the pandemic, due to what's going on, I am not working my summer job. So therefore, I don't have the extra $100+ to buy a real green screen, so this is the best I got for now. So if you see a little bit of green, I'm sorry. But I just got done watching SummerSlam 2020. You'll never see it coming. That's the tagline. Gotta say it every match. Let's just see how good the show was, because there was something on here, and I'm sure you all know what it is, and I'm sure you all are here just to hear me talk about that. But I did not see it coming. I don't think anybody saw it coming. So let's run down SummerSlam. So we start things off on the kickoff show. It's Apollo Crews defending the United States Championship against MVP, where Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business are banned from ringside. So this match is just basically the matches they've done. Apollo hit a nice tope over the ropes. But it's just basically, everything they've been doing on Raw. I don't know why they're still going with this. If they want someone from the Hurt Business to take the title from Crews, give it to Lashley or give it to Benjamin. I wouldn't be against that. But Apollo Crews just spin out powerbomb 1, 2, 3, retains the United States Championship. After the match, Benjamin and Lashley came down to the ring, attempted to beat down Crews. Crews escaped. So is this storyline continuing because Crews just got out of there? So the Hurt Business still want a piece of Crews? Are we gonna get the Cedric Alexander heel turn? What are we doing with like Ricochet and Ali and all this stuff? But nonetheless, Apollo Crews retains his title. So we start things off on the main show in the Thunderdome. We're in the Thunderdome for the kickoff, but I forgot to mention it. But we are starting things off with the Smackdown Women's Championship. It's Bayley defending her title against Asuka. This was just a good match. Again, Asuka and Bayley are two of the many in this whole Bayley and Sasha taking over that have been the workhorses of all three brands, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Again, another great match. These two have faced each other on a number of Raws, a number of SmackDowns, however many times they faced off. Yet it was still a good match. Sasha Banks gets up on the apron. Asuka takes out Sasha. Bayley rolls her up 1, 2, 3. It's not a WWE show unless you have one or more roll-up finishes. We'll get to that in a little bit. So Bayley retains her title with a roll-up. Next up for the Raw Tag Team Championships, it's Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, with reigning solo cups. They had like a WrestleMania type entrance. Their big cups, little cups just came raining down on their entrance. Loved that a lot. Going up against Andrade and Angel Garza. So this match was just probably not even 10 minutes. Wasn't much of a match. I was thinking Andrade and Garza are going to win the titles, but no. This match went 5-10 minutes maybe. It just, again, kind of felt like a Raw match. It was fine. It's got three great wrestlers in it, and Angelo. Sorry, Angelo, you're not too bad, but Montez is a lot better. You're cute. No, I'm not getting into that. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins retain the tag titles. Montez Ford, good God. I know I said good God about 94 times in last night's TakeOver reactions, but good God, Montez is just showing it off now. His frog splash, we already know is beautiful when he gets so much hype, but now he's just completely doing a 180 in midair for the frog splash. So much extra effort that he doesn't need. It's just so good. And he's just telling us, hey, I'm so good at this frog splash, and I'm just going to make it even more ridiculously good. 1, 2, 3, Street Profits retain the titles in a fairly good match. When I forgot to add on the kickoff show, Renee Young, who is unfortunately leaving the WWE, that was her final appearance. She was talking about how, the past 8 years or whatever, I've been in the WWE and I'm grateful for all of it, grateful for all of my fans, blah, blah, blah. And she was basically just saying she's grateful for her time in WWE. This was her last appearance. So thank you, Renee Young. Whatever she does, whether it be AEW, whether it be even like ESPN, Fox Sports, whatever she does, she'll nail it. So hashtag thank you, Renee. Next up, one of the most personal feuds, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, originally scheduled to be a hair versus hair match, but now it's a loser leaves WWE no disqualification match. And man, for one of the most bitter rivalries of really all of the summer, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they gave it the no DQ stip, the loser leaves WWE, and I don't know, it was just sloppy and it just wasn't too good. There was only one weapon, well, two technically. Mandy got a table. Mandy couldn't even set up the table. Sonya introduced a chair, and it was just, it was really sloppy. I think I gotta blame Mandy for that. I don't want to play the blame game, but it looked like it was Mandy, especially with her little forearms were weak. This didn't feel personal. It was no DQs, barely any weapons were in this. It was just a sloppy match. We got a little bit of intrigue. The table was set up. Mandy put Sonya on the table. She looked like she was going to jump off the apron and put her through it. Sonya gets off of it, and Sonya's just kind of sitting there. The table's perched like this. Sonya is sitting there. Mandy's just throwing chairs at Sonya. She's trying to, like, chop her head off. But Sonya evaded it. Mandy Rose a few V-trigger knees, Kenny Omega style, for the 1-2-3. Mandy Rose with the win. Sonya Deville must leave the WWE. For now, I cannot wait for Sonya Deville to come back. I'm a big fan of Sonya Deville. She's so good on the mic. She's just incredible. She gives me like Samoa Joe vibes, but in the female version. One of the best females on the mic in the WWE, maybe even in the world right now. And she's very good in the ring too. Just perfect package, future women's champion. But nonetheless, Mandy Rose gets the win. From one no DQ based matchup to another, it's Seth Rollins versus Dominik Mysterio making his in-ring WWE debut. And so Dominik here impressed again. I sort of started getting vibes like the last one, like they're kind of just doing some slow wrestling. Rollins was, you know, oh, Rollins is the wrestler, Dominik not the wrestler. Rollins is going to easily beat Dominik, blah, blah, blah. Before the match, also, Dominik told Bray, hey, don't get involved. I want to do this on my own. If I go down, I'm going down swinging. All that basic stuff. But I started getting vibes from the match before between Mandy, I can't talk again, Mandy and Sonya. But then they started kicking it into the higher gear. They brought in the kendo sticks. They got the chairs. The table was introduced. So we end up getting a spot on the second rope. Dominik Mysterio, Russian leg sweep, side Russian leg sweep that is, from the second rope through the table. That looked good. And then all night we've been hyping it up. I think they showed it on the Kickoff show and just throughout the show. Rey Mysterio's wife, Dominik Mysterio's mom, Angie, she's here alongside Rey and Dominik, here to support Dominik. She ends up coming down, and man, this is about to get intense. So Angie's standing there. Seth Rollins is going after Angie. Rey comes from behind, tries to stop him. As that all is going on, Murphy is trying to do the eye thing, trying to do the whole thing they did to Aleister Black. They did it to Rey Mysterio, of course, like twice or however many times, trying to take the Dominik's eye out on the steps, blah, blah, blah. Rey comes to make the save, and then Rollins and Murphy end up handcuffing Rey Mysterio to the bottom rope. Then we end up going back in the ring. Now that Rey Mysterio's handcuffed, he's forced to watch Dominik lose this. Seth Rollins picks him up, powerbomb, drops him with a stomp. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins wins in front of a handcuffed Rey Mysterio, so I don't think this feud is over. We do have another pay-per-view coming up next week for some reason. Payback is coming up, so we're probably going to get a tag team match. But Dominik Mysterio, man, if Dominik continues to train and continues to just do stuff like this, then I think Dominik Mysterio is going to be a good star. He looked good in his in-ring debut, and of course, he obviously had one of the best in the world at the moment, Seth Rollins, in the ring with him. But Dominik Mysterio, just like Pat McAfee last night at TakeOver, looking great in his debut. Next up, it's Asuka's second match of the night as she challenges Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And man, early on, ooh, you could just hear, they showed the replay about at least twice, just you could hear the impact. Sasha Banks with like a, sort of like a twisting sit-out powerbomb to the outside on the floor to Asuka, and oh, the sound of that just made me cringe. And he had a very good match, just like, same thing like I said for Asuka and Bayley, but even better because, in my opinion, Sasha's better in the ring than Bayley, one of the best in the world, arguably. But Asuka and Sasha Banks just have yet another great match. In the end, Bayley looks for the same thing that Sasha did earlier on. She gets up on the apron. Asuka knocks her down. Sasha looks like she's going to hit the backstabber into the bank statement. Then Asuka turns into the Asuka lock. Sasha Banks taps out. Asuka becomes the new 2-time Raw Women's Champion. And Sasha Banks, she's now a 5-time Raw Women's Champion, yet not once in her career has she successfully defended any form of singles title other than NXT, but all 5 of her Raw Women's titles have ended before she could even defend it once successfully. And we're just building the seeds. Bayley, you could say Bayley accidentally costed Sasha, even though it really wasn't Bayley's fault, but they're building the seeds towards Bayley and Sasha. They got themselves a tag title match next week, a payback. They're not on the same page, you could say. We're building the seeds slowly for Bayley and Sasha, but nonetheless, Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champion. Next up, the match that I thought would be the main event, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And this kind of started off slow and methodical, and I'm like, oh, Randy, come on, do good. And then it ends up getting good, though. I end up getting another match, so near falls, and we're like, okay, Randy Orton, he's in this match, he's got his heart and his mind in this match with McIntyre, so it gets good from there. Like I said, just a great back-and-forth matchup with near falls. Orton used the announce table on the outside. Both men got busted open. McIntyre around his eye. Orton had a little cut up on his forehead. And so quick back-and-forth action in the ending. Drew goes for the Claymore. Orton ducks it. Drew just goes flying halfway across the ring. Orton goes for the RKO. Drew counters that into a backslide. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre just scored a roll of victory over Randy Orton at SummerSlam to retain the title. They said we'll never see it coming. And then they just did that. I was thinking Orton was going to win the title. But no, Drew McIntyre with a roll-up. Again, like I said earlier on with Bayley and Asuka, it's not a WWE pay-per-view or show or whatever unless there's multiple roll-ups. So Drew McIntyre with the roll-up 1, 2, 3 retains the title. And oh man, bask in his glory. They showed a little promo package after the matchup saying that tomorrow night, Raw will be limitless. And I'm like, oh, is this what I think it is? And it is. Keith Lee, the former NXT champion, former North American champion, is coming to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Oh boy, Vince, please don't screw this up. But poor NXT. So they're losing Keith Lee. Karrion Kross, after winning the NXT title last night, apparently suffered a separated shoulder. So man, NXT is just losing out on their big stars, but nonetheless, Keith Lee's going to Raw tomorrow night, and I am gonna be in the Thunderdome unless something changes. I am signed up to be in the Thunderdome, so I'm gonna be there for Keith Lee. Try to check me out on the Thunderdome, but let's get into the main event. And the main event is the now Falls Count Anywhere match, as they revealed on Talking Facts a couple days ago. We miss you, Renee. They revealed on Talking Facts a couple days ago. This is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. It's the Fiend Bray Wyatt challenging the monster Braun Strowman. Just some back and forth action. Braun ends up putting Bray through the barricade, chokeslams him through the table. Well, kind of. He chokeslammed around the table. Table kind of buckled and then sort of sat there and slowly collapsed. Didn't look too good. They end up fighting backstage. Fiend just throws Braun into the walls. Sister Abigail. They end up going in the ring. Braun gets a box cutter from a box of tools. Lovely stuff. I'm like, okay, he's going to gouge his eye out. He's learning from Seth Rollins. But no, he cuts up the mat to expose the wood. Bray Wyatt, though. Uranagi. Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. The Fiend. Oh boy, they did it again. The Fiend is the Universal Champion. Let's see how he's going to drop it this time. But nonetheless, the Fiend Bray Wyatt is the Universal Champion. Oh, what was that? We didn't see it coming. It was a spear. Man in a black jacket comes out, hits a spear on Bray Wyatt before he even can celebrate. And I'm like, oh no, it's Goldberg. We're getting Goldberg. Fiend, they hate us so much. But no, it's our boy. It's the big dog. It's Roman Reigns. We haven't seen Reigns since the beginning of the lockdown era. But Roman Reigns is back, hits a spear on Bray Wyatt, hits another spear, goes to the outside, destroys Braun Strowman, starts yelling at Braun Strowman, goes in the ring, yells at the Fiend saying, "You're nothing but a man in a mask," beats him up, takes the title, and oh man, so Roman Reigns is back. Is he a heel? I don't think he's a heel, because technically the two men in this match are heels, and Reigns just attacked heels. But I think he could be a tweener. He didn't act like he cared about anybody's safety in that matchup. But Roman, we're going to get a triple threat, aren't we? It's not going to be a payback, but this is going to be how the Fiend drops the title. They're going to have Fiend lose it in a triple threat. But, oh man, Roman Reigns, they said we'll never see it coming, and I did not see that one coming. Roman Reigns is back, coming for the Universal title. The title that he should have had, even though he just came out and said, I'm next, and got a WrestleMania Universal title match. But Roman Reigns is back, coming for the Universal title. I'm excited for that. That should be fun. Man, I miss Roman Reigns. I didn't know how much we'd miss him until he's gone. But man, Roman is back, and I thank you guys for watching. What did you think of SummerSlam? Tell me in the comments below. Match of the night. Did I give out a match of the night? Asuka Sasha was really good. Show overall, it was decent. Couple matches that didn't have me. Couple dumb finishes with the roll-ups and stuff. But I thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, smash the like button. I really appreciate it. Also, see that red thing down there? The subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button. I'll love you forever. I thank you guys for watching. Stay home, stay positive, and stay safe.